Okay, guys, hopefully this is recording. This is a new camera and new setup, so I'm hoping this is working. I'm doing this just to give it a quick run through. I got in the first shipment of graded cards I've ever sent out to BSG, so I'm hoping they. I have no idea how to unbox these, like how they're arranged in the box. I do know what scores I got because I got the email and opened it up because I'm weak and could not wait. But I haven't actually unboxed them yet, so I haven't gotten to see these things since they've been graded. So I'm going to give this a try as a way to try out my camera and take a look at what I got. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit torn because I got some the main cards that I was looking for decent grades. I got phenomenal grades. I did not get any 10s, so a little disappointed by that. But I did get a couple real good ones. I got a couple that were a little disappointing. So we'll take a look, see what these look like. Like I said, I know the grades, but haven't gotten to see these babies. So we're going to do that. Like I said, I have no idea what the order is in here. So we're just going to do them one at a time and kind of see what we got. So the first card out of the bunch is actually a really nice one that I've been looking forward to seeing. It's a Lebron sneaker spotlight. Um, and I'm not sure, you're getting a little bit of glare from my light on this. These cases are extremely reflective, but as you can tell, got a 9 on that. I'm trying to figure out, get that zoom to work right. There we go. So got a 9, couple 9s, 9.5. They got me with the surface. I knew they were going to, but I mainly sent this one off even though I knew that I was going to get drilled on the surface. Because I didn't want to end up selling this and have somebody come back after me because there was a little bit of a surface issue. So I thought, well, this way they can see what the problem is and decide if they want to bid. They obviously know it's not perfect when it's a 9. So it's a pretty card. It's one of those clear acetate cards. But so that's number one. Got a 9. That one I was decently pleased with. I was afraid it was going to come back an 8 or 8.5 because of the surface. So that was a good one. My next one is another one I was pretty happy with. It is a Zion Mosaic rookie card. I cannot get this. I've got to get this camera figured out. So I can't get it to zoom. But there we go. So came back Gym Mint, 9.5 across the board, but that one dang 9. I'm telling you, I should have spent a little more time on the surface of a couple of these or sent them off to one of the cleaners and had them take care of it because this one probably would have come back with at least all 9.5s, but I didn't. So, my bad. But anyways, still a nice card. 9.5. Can't go too wrong with that. So that was number 2. Then I've got where is that? Got a couple that were a little more disappointing. This one was the biggest disappointment in the bunch. I'm not sure what the heck's going on in this bag, but it had it's just my paperwork. So I'm not sure what all they threw in there, but this is my Shaq rookie. I was hoping would come back a 9. I think the light reflection is throwing off this zoom on this because it was doing fine with my cards earlier. But so anyways, I think you can see it there. 8.5, 2 8.5s, and 9 and a 9.5. Again, surface got me. Corners on this one I thought might be a problem. These older cards, it's always a little bit tricky. But would have been happy with a 9, but oh well. 8.5, so be it. Now, this was one that this is my Kobe Flare Ultra, which rookie card. Also came back a 9. I had hoped it might come back a 9.5. Come on. I'm very disappointed. I've got to figure out, there's got to be a way to fine tune this camera to get it to zoom a little bit quicker. because this I bought a pretty nice one, so it's a couple $100, which usually do pretty well. But and this one was 9s across the board and the one 9.5 on centering. So some of these I'm trying to decide if I want to send them off to a PSA, just because they sell a little bit higher. A couple of these I'm going to keep for myself, but some of them I am selling, so I will be sending off a part of them. Now I've got a couple of, these were both disappointments, and this again, I think service got me. Whether or not someone else could have gotten them better, but this Zion came back 8.5, and it's a Zion Prism rookie, but yeah, it got me 8.5, and you can see if this thing will zoom that it got me again. Come on. Huh. Yeah, there it is. And this one, it was all around rough. I really didn't think the edges were going to get me. Centering for me on these is tricky. I'm not very good at those, figuring those out yet. But the surface, again, it wouldn't have made a difference. It still would have been an 8.5 even if the surface was better, so I'm not going to lose sleep over that one. Not much I could have done other than not send it in the first place. And then this one, which is another, well, actually, no, this one's my Ja Prism. Came back a little bit better. Not as good as I'd hoped. It's a 9. And you're going to see a common theme and probably think, what an idiot. But my some of my cards were, again, look, 9 5s across the board, but that dang surface, 8.5. So this would have gemmed if not for the surface. This one, I feel like, in looking at it now, I just don't see any errors. I know sometimes with these prisms, the backside gets you. And I don't know. I don't see what got me on it necessarily. So I feel like someone probably could have cleaned the surface up and got me the 9.5. So you live, you learn. I may send that one back in. I'm trying to decide on that one. And then here is my other, I want to hit the other, where's that? I should have another, oh well, we'll just hit it. Here's one of my Kobe rookies. Again at 9. I was okay with this one. I was hoping it would 9.5. The corners were really clean. The edges looked really clean. You'll notice centering was 9.5. The corners, I thought for sure would 9, if not 9.5, and it was 8.5. Got me on this one too. I would have gem minted this one if not for the corners. So that one I'm not going to send to PSA because that's, from what I hear, that's where they really drill you with PSA or with those corners. So I don't think I'm going to do better than a 9 with them. I may not even get a 9. It may be more like an 8.5. So I'm probably not sending this. I'm just going to go with the 9 on that one. And then I've got a couple of, now here's a, this one I wasn't sure. I thought it was going to be either a 9 or 9.5. It's my Jordan Beam team that I've had boxed away for like, well, I got it when it first came out. And I've had it ever since. I've never done anything with it. I put it in a case straight out of a pack. So I didn't know where it would finish. It looked relatively clean to me. A 9.5 would have been stinking awesome, but 9's not bad. I'm not going to complain. And you'll notice this one, it was centering that got me. With a little better centering, I would have gotten the, which I knew it was a little off center. I just didn't think it was that off center. So I don't know. That was best coming back a 9 with that centering. So I'll be happy with it and move on. So these are just, they're such a cool card. So that's my Beam team. All right, now I've got 3 or 4 more in here. This is my other Prism Zion, and this one was one of my bigger disappointments. I thought this one would 9.5, and you can see yet again surface 8.5, 9.5, 9.5, 9 on corners. This one, if that surface was cleaner, I would have gem minted this one. So again, I may have screwed up by not sending this to someone and have them clean it up. So this one I might actually have regraded. I'm probably going to clean it up. The corners being a 9, I can't PSA it because it's probably just going to stay a 9. So I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to regrade it at BSG after cleaning it up and trying to 9.5, which will be better than a 9 with PSA. But I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided on that one yet. And then my last 3 here, I've got this one. I really like this card. This is the level 3 uh, Zion Court Kings. Gem minted that one. I'm a little disappointed because I didn't get any true gem mints. This one, you're going to see, got a 9 on corners, 9.5, 9.5, and 10. I mean, it's a gem mint, but I would have liked to have had a 9.5 on those corners, or even better, a 10. But you know, it came out all right. A 9.5, again, not going to complain about that one. So really nice Zion. Then we've got my last 2 and my 2 favorite ones. These are the ones I hoped for a 10 on one of these 2. Not going to complain. This is my Lebron Select Prism Disco Green. And you will see, I got Jim minted it, but again, they got me on centering. Friggin' 9. 1 to 9.5 there, or better. But really cool card. Disco Prisms are just cool cards, but the fact that it's green and that backside right there is the key to this card. If we can get that to zoom in, but that is a 3 out of 5. So I'm looking forward to that one. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with this, if I'm going to keep it or sell it. It's a really pretty card. So I might keep this one for my PC. Don't know yet. And last but not least, another Disco Prism. Got this out of a break with Leighton cards, sports cards. Look at that bad boy right there. Select Disco Green. Come on, zoom in on that bad boy. Zion Williamson. Surface. Frickin' Surface. Again, probably should have sent this to have it cleaned. I was a little nervous to send it because this bad boy's worth some money, but got a 9 on the stinking Surface. 9.5 and a 10. If that Surface would have been a 10, would have been one sweet, sweet card. Overall, still obviously a really clean card. Gem mint. Not going to complain. Like I said, I was hoping one of these 2 would come back a 10. Again, this one, you'll notice over here on the left, 3 out of 5. That bad boy right there. I don't think I can, in good conscience, keep this one for my personal collection. I would love to, but I don't know. Zion right now with the hype, this card will go for more now than it probably ever will. I could be wrong. I may be 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road kicking myself, but this one's probably going up for auction. So pretty excited about this one. Again, wish it would have been a 10, or even better, the almost impossible black label, but I'll take a 9.5. I was really nervous that the Lebron or this one were going to come back a 9, and I was going to be a little disappointed. So not going to complain about the 9.5. Going to take it, be happy. So that is my first experience with BGS. Like I said, first time I've ever sent cards in. And of the 12, getting 4 gem mints and then all but 2 mints, I can't complain too much. Again, a little disappointed I didn't send them off to be cleaned ahead of time. So for anyone who hasn't sent one off before, my advice, there's one guy I know that I've just seen through Facebook groups. I think they call him Pels cards or something like that. He actually cleans cards. He will also tell you if you should send it in if he thinks it'll gem mint. Now, he only does it for BGS, but it's like $6 for him to look at the card and tell you if you should send it and if he can get it to a gem mint or not. And from what I hear, he's very accurate, so it'll save you money in the long run because you don't need to send cards that are going to come back a 9 unless it's a high dollar card. So one guy said he's done it twice, sent about 50 cards both times, and was like 95% accurate on cards being gem mints or better. So in hindsight, I wish I would have come across that article or that post before I sent mine, because I probably would have sent them to him. I may have had a couple 10s in here, may have had a couple 9.5s that were 9s, And one of my 8.5s might have ended up a 9. So I don't know. I may send a couple of these to him and see what he thinks, if he can get them cleaned up and bump up that score, but we'll see. A little better grade won't hurt, but Gem Mints, sending those in to try for a 10 are probably way too risky, so I'll probably just keep these as is. But anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good night.